Next question.
Yeah,
Yes.
Lane. So I guess, with technology where it's at right now, where internet is like anything and everything you need to find, you can just find online. When you guys first started, did you guys ever wonder, like, if we created this website, would we have all these competitors that they could come and steal the idea when it's in its preliminary stages and just kind of run with it? Or was for you guys was the main focus just sort of like, it's for the kids, regardless of whether the website's going to be really popular in the long run. Our core foundation is as long as it's good for the kids, then it's something that we tried, and it's just that I guess right now in the current state there's a lot of it seems like there's a lot of competition where any idea you come up with, you can think like 50 other people could just come up with the same website idea, because it only takes X number of months to develop it, compared to before where nothing was really technology and a lot of it was more brick and mortar type companies.
Yeah, so two things about competition. Number one, yes, there's a lot of it. There's always a lot of it. I mean, even when we first started, even though what we were building was unique, we had a couple of different companies that were out there spending a lot of money doing things that were that were competing with us. Companies like Nickelodeon and Viacom and Disney, and that we started out as a competitor. So of course it was kind of a scary landscape. We knew we had something different, and again, that's part of where our values came in. Because even for me right now, I always tell people, listen, if you want to come in and steal any of our ideas, I get it. It's the internet. It happens. I find like a new club something every month, practically. The thing I hope gets stolen first is our safety mechanisms. Because one of the things that frustrates me the most is, and especially part of why I talk about this stuff today, are people who see, they saw the acquisition dollars, and they see those types of dollars, and they immediately rush in without frankly caring much about kids or about their safety, and they'll market it as, just as safe as Club Penguin. And we'll send people in, not send people in, but we'll test their filters and things like that. I can tell you in about a minute and a half how safe someone's filter is or how good their safety record is, very quickly. And it's embarrassing how bad most of it is. I would love to see a competitor that starts by competing with us in that realm. And then if they want to steal creative ideas, that's fine. What frustrates me the most is when people will gladly take the creative ideas that they think is really what is meaningful, and they'll then hire one person to, say, moderate the thing, or they'll throw some technology that they found on a website somewhere against it, saying, oh yeah, it's filtered and it's safe, and it's really not. I always tell people, beyond how we want to lead creatively and innovate there, I want to make sure that we're always innovating in the safety areas. And if someone comes out with something, and there's been a couple of great products out there, then I say, good on them. They're probably widening the category more than anything at this point. But the people who come out for all the wrong reasons have fallen. For 100 competitors that are out there today, there have been 100 that have shut down already. Usually because they've chased a dollar or chased an opportunity more than it was about actually doing something meaningful. And kids know it. They know that stuff. They know who really means it and who really cares.
Hey, Lane, it's John Chu back here from Startup Digest. We're stoked to be one of the media partners. I just had a quick question. I loved it. I was passionate about what you said. You made me want to jump up and be all idealistic. Chase your passion and do it for the right reason. But I've just seen so many companies, like even the ones you mentioned, right? They have to deal with real life things. Like people are just jerks sometimes, right? I've met a lot of them, and when you do businesses, people are jerks. So I just how do you deal with the real life stuff? Google had to deal with dealing with porn, right? Because that's probably the biggest searches. Craigslist has to do the same thing. There's just so many real life things. Are you really telling me that as an entrepreneur, I can just chase my passion and do it for the right reasons and everything will go okay? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm not saying everything will go okay.
Okay.
So that what I will tell you is that if you chase your passions and you do it for the right reasons and you do it for the right people, even when it doesn't go okay, even when the wheels fall off, even when you end up feeling like it all fell apart, you can still walk away with your head held high, knowing that you made the right decisions for the right people, and you can walk away, again, knowing that you did something that you actually cared about and something that you felt was making a difference. And then you can walk on to the next one and try again and try again, and there's again, plenty of examples of things that didn't work. What I see more often than not, though, is people who will make poor decisions or will compromise, just a little compromise. What's a big deal if we end up just, maybe we'll just shave a little here, nudge a little there, and and it's all pretty gray. And those are the folks that, when and if the wheels fall off, they walk away miserable. And so for me, it's not an issue of promising success. In terms of the business, it is an issue, though, being able to walk away knowing that you gave it your best shot, knowing that you tried to do it the right way, and with your head held high. That's the only thing that I can guarantee in that example.
Thanks.
Hello. Hi, Lane. Kind of just responding back to the question that was asked, not this one, the one previous, about regional difficulties. Maybe I heard a different question, but I think it was being in the Okanagan, and you're no longer in like Vancouver proper or down in San Jose. So what sort of regional difficulties did you have? Or just being a startup, not from a place that's got a lot of people, kind of, drinking Kool-Aid sort of thing.
So I'm not exactly sure what the question is.
So, you're not in a large city.
Was it hard? Oh, you mean not being in Kelowna? I mean, not being in Kelowna, not being in a big city.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, in those type, well, yeah, there's elements of it that were travel was a little harder because we didn't necessarily have a direct flight down to LA, but we had a direct flight to Vancouver and to Toronto and to other places that we were doing business. So that's, if we ever had, when we go to London, places like London and stuff, it'd be nice to have a nonstop flight sometimes. Those parts are harder. But there's great, at least for us, we found some pretty amazing people who had, even been in the business world or worked for some incredibly large companies who just wanted to live in Kelowna. And so we didn't have a huge problem, at least in the early days, finding talent. Now as we get more specialized, yes, it gets more difficult to find certain talent, and we will hire people from Toronto or from the States. We've got a lot of people from the UK, interestingly enough. And again, it's about creating an environment where they want to come work. And usually when they come and interview and they walk around our office and they go, wow, this is a cool vibe, and people seem really passionate here, and they love what they do, and they want to come and be a part of it. So there's definitely difficulties like that. Again, because so much of our workforce is centered around safety and around the support of our audience, that's an area that I think we've got about 1,500 resumes for positions that we won't have that many for a long time, because people have heard about what we do and how we take care of kids. And we have people who are coming from like Boys and Girls Clubs and schools and teachers and other people who just want to help take care of kids. That part has never been difficult. I also being in the Okanagan, and so I'm not trying to brag, but again, because it's for people who are very technically skilled, it's kind of the cool place to work. And we have a turnover rate of less than 0.5% right now, largely because we work really hard to keep our employees happy, and also because there aren't a lot of people, scouting for a SQL administrator in the Okanagan right now, but that's, I'm sure, going to continue to grow as the area grows. But yeah, there's been challenges. We're done with questions. One more. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I was expecting to get one of these from the front row, but nothing. Okay, well, last one. So make it a really good one, really tough. All the hands just went down instantly. Okay, no, just make it an easy one. I don't care, whatever. All right, go ahead.
A very hard one probably is, how much money do you carry in your pocket every day?
I love it. How much money do I carry in my pocket every day? Well, not very much. As you can see, I'm pretty digital, so I'll tell you right now. Actually, I don't have cash. Right now, I've got $5. I've got just barely enough for a 1-month subscription to Club Penguin, if anyone's wondering. I will say, though, this is very helpful, and I've got a lot more money on this, which more than I have in cash usually. But I get always nervous, like about someone's mugging me or something. I don't know. At least a credit card, MasterCard pays for it. But anyway, no, I don't carry a lot of money with me. But I guess technically I do, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, okay, I guess that's it. Are we going to end on that? That's a good question. It's a fun question. One more. Up front, yes, you. You can just stand up and or if there's a mic, fast, but shout it out.
It's a really simple question, but wasn't Club Penguin called something else before it was Club Penguin?
Was Club Penguin called something else
Yeah,
before
wasn't
was
it
Club
called
Penguin?
like Penguin Chat 3 or something?
There was, well, some of the things when I talk about Lance working in his basement, he had been working on a few different kind of demos of getting, things like getting chat working and getting socket connections and all sorts of, he's kind of working on the technical side of things. So some of his early prototypes, it was called Penguin Chat 1, Penguin Chat 2, Penguin Chat 3, and then he sold Penguin Chat 3 to a company for like $500 or something. He still hosted it and he retained the source code, so at least he was smart with that. But we lost the name, so we couldn't call it Penguin Chat anymore. So we literally we looked around at a bunch of and we didn't have money to go buy a name because there was we thought about Penguin World and World of Penguin and all sorts of other things, and we didn't have enough money for that. So then we just did a bunch of URL searches. Found, originally it was going to be Penguin Club, and we even emailed the person who was like, we see you're not using this URL. Do you mind? And he's like, $50,000. We're like, okay, never mind. So then we thought, well, if Club Med can do it, why not just be like Club Penguin instead of Penguin Club? And that was it. I will also say Lance actually is the one who also designed the logo that still exists today. And I will give you a little tidbit that most people don't realize. The original name of what he was trying, he wasn't trying to build this cool virtual world. He was actually trying to build a real-time strategy game called Snow Blasters. And if you take the letters, SNOW, and then blasters underneath, that was the logo. And we said, hey, I really like that logo. That's a cool logo. Let's just replace the SNOW with CLUB, and the penguin fit in underneath, and that is still the logo to this day. So anyway, it's a good question. All right, thank you guys very much. Thanks.